Okay, welcome Kieran, and thanks for joining us on Blue Notes today. You've had a really interesting career. Tell us a little bit about your career and what it was like to work in a male-dominated industry.
I have had a career in a male-dominated industry. For most of my life, I was an advertising madman, which means I'm one of only 3% of female leaders in the advertising industry on the entire planet. And it was a really interesting experience. I think it taught me some really great skills that I think it taught me not to take everything so personally at work, to be a little more confident, to speak up, to own my space. You know, I was lucky enough to have great men around me though who really supported me and were able to have really open conversations.
Why do you think International Women's Day is such an important event, and why is it important for you to come along and speak to groups like the one you're speaking to today?
I think International Women's Day is really important. I mean, look, I would love to say that we don't need it. You know, absolutely, it would be my dream to say how ridiculous, we don't need International Women's Day. But the reality is, on pretty much every measure, women are still behind. And for me, it's not a matter of doing the right thing, or let's get to parity because it's right. It's actually, we know by most measures that if we get to parity, if we have women participating in the workforce, if we have women in strong relationships where they're empowered, if we have women at board levels, that we get a better societal result.
Today you're talking to us about boldly building BuyIn. Tell us why you think it's important for women to be able to use BuyIn to really stand out in their career, and what's the one key takeout you'd like people to walk away with today?
Building BuyIn is an absolutely crucial skill, and I like to work in forever skills. So I like to look at what are the skills that won't go away in this current age of automation. So we know in the next 5 to 10 years that robots are going to take over approximately 50% of current jobs. But what they won't be able to do is this idea of BuyIn. It's this idea of, I need to drive influence, I need to have my idea heard, because actually it's not always about how good your idea is or how good you are. It's often about how much you can sell and persuade and influence around that idea, which is why BuyIn's crucial. You know, if women want to progress and make a difference to these numbers, then we need them to have the skills to understand that they absolutely need to generate buy-in from other people and get them on board. It's an essential skill for the future and for today.
You're a passionate advocate for creativity. Tell us what ANZ could do to generate and reward more creativity in the workplace.
I am absolutely a passionate advocate for creativity at work and in life. You know, creativity is a skill that we all need, and it's a skill we can all develop, but most of us think creativity is something we're born with. Most of us think that creativity is also about being artistic. It's an ability to draw. Well, it's not an ability to draw, it's an ability to think. It's about problem solving, it's about lateral thinking, it's about mental agility, it's about being flexible, it's being adaptable to change, it's seeing things from another point of view. These are all creative skills. And when you frame them that way, people go, oh, actually I might be a bit more interested in them. But we hear the word creative and we think, oh, we're going for a painting class. And it's absolutely not. I'm like, you know what? No, business absolutely today and the planet today is facing problems of magnitudes we've never seen before. And it's going to take all the smarts and the creative smarts that we have in order to solve them. So I think every company absolutely needs to put a huge focus on developing their people's creative ability. The good news is they can learn it. It is a process, not a talent. So I teach organisations how to see it as a process and not a talent. It's absolutely key.
Thanks for coming along to speak to us with Blue Notes today. We really appreciate it.